Hey, what's up guys, it's Alejandro here, and today we're going to be talking about WWDC23 and everything that was announced. So last year I only talked about iOS 16 and nothing else. I primarily focused on iOS 16, but this time we're going to primarily focus on quite literally everything. We had a new laptop model, 2 new desktop models, a new chipset, new software for all current devices, and a new device. Yep, Apple had that wait, there's one more thing moment. But let's talk about the hardware first. So we finally got the larger MacBook Air. I thought this was gonna happen a lot earlier, but I guess we had to wait an entire year for a larger size. This is a 15-inch MacBook Air. It has the exact same specifications as the 13-inch MacBook Air, except obviously it's gonna have a larger battery and larger internal hardware because they're gonna take advantage of all the space they have. But there are still no fans. Apple went with a no fan design so they can make it thinner and lighter, but it's gonna get real hot. You should be fine if you don't plan on doing demanding tasks, but still not a very good option if you want to perform those demanding tasks. It is currently available for pre-order, and it's also officially available to buy right now because it's June 13th. This video is late as hell, and it's going to be even later by the time it gets uploaded. The Mac Studio got a 2023 refresh with the M2 Max and the brand new M2 Ultra. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But let's talk about the Mac Studio. While the design is exactly the same as last year, the hardware is obviously completely different. We already saw the M2 Max on the MacBook Pro earlier this year, and now we got it on the base model Mac Studio. Me personally, I was initially considering getting an M2 Mac Mini when that came out, but now I'm thinking about getting the M2 Max Mac Studio. I hit order now and configured it with the same storage and RAM, and with the M2 Max Studio is only $300 more, sitting at $21.99, while the M2 Pro Mac Mini is $18.99. Well, yes, both are very expensive to buy. I think the Mac Studio is a great deal because it's better suited for content creation, also known as what I do. The Mac Mini is mainly targeted towards regular users. Mac Studio also has an SD card slot, so I don't have to use the adapter that I bought after upgrading to a real camera. So we got the final member of the M2 family, the M2 Ultra. Just like the predecessor, it's basically 2 M2 Max chips combined into just one. So that means it's twice as better at quite literally everything than the M2 Max is on its own, and twice the price as well. So everything is ×2 with this one. After 4 years, the Mac Pro gets a refresh, and this time it has the new M2 Ultra chip, and it also has the M2 Ultra chip. This one's kind of weird because it's using the exact same chip as the Mac Studio, making it even more confusing on which one's the right one to choose. Well, the Mac Studio is smaller, lighter, and cheaper, but with a smaller form factor. Comes with less upgradability. With the Mac Pro, if you're not happy about the storage option you chose, you have the ability to upgrade the storage. But with the Mac Studio, there is no bit of upgradability. The Mac Pro doesn't even have complete upgradability either. It's just the storage as far as I can tell. So there's no going back. Previous Mac Pro was actually the last non-Apple Silicon computer that was still available until the M2 Ultra Mac Pro was revealed. Compared to an 8-core Intel Xeon W and Radeon Pro 5500X, M2 Ultra with a 60-core GPU completely destroys it, being 3 to 7 times faster than the previous Mac Pro. And don't be fooled by the 4 less cores in the processor, because even a maxed out 2019 Mac Pro doesn't even come close to a maxed out 2023 Mac Pro. In some areas it's less than twice as fast, but still much faster. Now I really feel bad for the guys who spent all that money for the maxed out Mac Pro, because the maxed out 2023 Mac Pro costs $12,947.98, while the maxed out 2019 Mac Pro costs $53,247, which is a $40,300 difference. With that money, you could have bought a Tesla Model 3, not a house, Alejandro. In my first tech review video, for some reason, I said should have bought a house. But a house that costs that much is some 1-bedroom shack in the middle of nowhere. I should have said car, it would have made more sense. And I would like to take the time to apologize to absolutely nobody because nobody watches my videos. And that video didn't perform too well anyway. Now let's get on to software. So let's start with what my last year's video was exclusively about. Now I'm gonna be honest, this update was not really too exciting to me. And it probably isn't that exciting to you, but that doesn't mean there's nothing good about it. So let's start with the phone app. The first thing they added was the ability to customize what people see when you call them. But I don't really care about this feature, so I'm probably never going to take advantage of it. Another thing they added was the ability to see a live transcript of a voicemail as the person speaks. This is good for whenever you get a random call from an unknown person and they leave a voicemail, so you know whether it's safe to answer or not. Now let's get to the iMessage app. They added the ability to have all your iMessage apps in one place just by tapping the plus button, and then you swipe up to view the rest of them. This is much better and faster than the horizontal sliding bar above the keyboard. Another feature is the ability to let your friend or family member know when you arrive safely. My mom will definitely like this feature because every time I leave the house and come back, I always forget to let her know as soon as I get back. So with iOS 17, I don't have to worry about that anymore. They also added a catch-up arrow that lets you jump to the first message you haven't seen in a conversation. And now you can swipe right on any message to send a reply. This will work great for group chats with multiple people and that one friend that puts you in an I'm not reading all that situation. They also added search filters so you can search and find messages easily. I don't use iMessage that much to talk to a lot of friends. It's mostly just family members. I use social media for talking to friends instead, so I don't really use this feature. It's still cool for those that need it though. Now with messages, you can share your location or request a friend's location from the plus button. When someone shares a location with you, you can view it directly within your conversation. And for those that like audio messages, now they are transcribed so you can read them in the moment and listen later. Also in the Messages app, stickers are all in one place. You can access all your live stickers, emojis, Memoji, and other sticker packs in one place. They will sync with iCloud, so they will be available on all your devices. All of these features will be available on iPadOS 17 and macOS Sonoma. I have to let you guys know this because I do not want to bring it up again, and I'm going to tell you now. Now let's talk about the stickers. Now you can create your own stickers using literally any picture in your photo library. Be the meme you always wanted to be, because the stickers are stored in the emoji keyboard. You can now use them in third-party apps and some of Apple's pre-installed apps. You can use markup to add stickers to photos, documents, screenshots, and more. Maybe I might try this out, but I'm not really the type of person to play with stickers. These will also be available on iPadOS 17. Now let's talk about FaceTime. If someone misses your call, you have the ability to record a video or audio message. Basically a voicemail in video form. I rarely use FaceTime nowadays. I used to use it when I was younger, but I don't like using it as much anymore. Also in FaceTime calls, you can react using your hands, and some fun 3D augmented reality effects will play in the background. You also have the ability to use FaceTime on an Apple TV using continuity camera, just like what we got on the macOS Ventura last year. I don't have an Apple TV, but I was thinking about getting one, but I'm not sure what I would use it for. These features will also be available on iPadOS 17. A completely new feature that was added is called Standby. When you set your phone sideways while it's charging, it has a full screen, clock, and many other cool features through different presets. You can also view live activities, and you can even use Siri in standby mode. Initially when I heard about this, I thought it was exclusive to the iPhone 14 Pro models because it was always on display. But it turns out it will also work on any other device, any other iPhone, getting the update, except it will only turn off after 20 seconds and only turn back on if you look at it. Widgets have been around since iOS 14, but now they're adding interactive widgets. So you don't have to open up the entire app just to perform an action. Instead, you just tap it once and it will do the action that you need to do. This will also be available on iPadOS 17 and macOS Sonoma. AirDrop also got a major update. Now you can share phone numbers and emails with a friend just by holding your phone above the other phone. You can also AirDrop things over just by bringing the phones close together. One feature that will not make it on release date, but in a patch update, will be AirDrop transfers when you step away. So that way, whenever you walk away, transfer doesn't completely fail. It just takes a little bit longer instead via internet. You can also start a SharePlay session just by holding two phones close together. Another feature that's not going to be on release day is an entirely new app called Journals. It's like the Notes app, but even better. It can create personalized suggestions based on photos, music, workouts, and more. The keyboard also got a major update. Autocorrect is finally more accurate than before. Autocorrect has been helpful at times, but has also caused some annoyances with slang words or just abbreviations. For me, whenever I use the word lil, you know, little, but lil, it autocorrects to lol. I'm not trying to say lol. I'm trying to lil bro people on the internet. You can also tap the space bar to finish words or entire sentences. This is also available on iPadOS 17 and macOS Sonoma. Now with Safari, you can make separate profiles for separate topics. Like you can have a personal profile for, you know, personal stuff and a school profile for school stuff. I don't even use profiles on Google Chrome, so I probably won't use this feature. The search engine has also improved, making it more responsive and shows easier to read and more relevant suggestions. Private browsing has also been enhanced, so now it will lock your private browsing windows when you're not using them, which will block known trackers from loading on pages and remove tracking added to URLs as you browse. So remember when you needed a code to access an account and you would always get a text message or email? Well, you were already able to autofill via messages, but now it's possible to autofill via the Mail app and hopefully Gmail as well, because some people prefer to use that. You can also share a set of passwords with your trusted contacts. These features will also be available on iPadOS 17 and macOS Sonoma. Now you can share control over music in the car through SharePlay. Also, another feature coming later this year is the ability to collaborate on playlists, and everyone can add, reorder, and remove songs, and you can use emojis to react to the song choices and now playing. AirPlay also has some improvements. Now you can have smart device suggestions based on your AirPlay preferences over time. Coming later this year, you will be able to AirPlay in your hotel room. You will have to scan a QR code on your room TV, and you can securely share videos, photos, and music from your iPhone to the TV. This feature will also be available on iPadOS 17. If you have AirPods Pro 2nd generation, you're also getting a major update. AirPods Pro 2 will have a new listening mode called Adaptive Transparency that blends transparency and active noise cancellation to tailor the noise control experience as you move between changing environments and interactions throughout the day. I don't have AirPods Pro 2. I don't plan on getting them, but this is an amazing feature. I mean, the 2nd generation AirPods Pro 2nd gen were already amazing when they came out, but they just got even better. You can now press to mute and unmute on the side of AirPods, any model, on a call. And you can switch devices much easier and faster with the newly updated automatic switching, also available on iPadOS 17 and should be macOS Sonoma, but I'm not sure. Maps also got an update. You can now download maps to use offline, meaning that you can save an area of a map to your phone and explore it offline. This will be good for road trips, I guess, because whenever you're in a different area, you lose connectivity and you can't access anything, so this will definitely be beneficial. Also, if you drive an electric car, you can see real-time a charging station available along your route. Siri got an update. Many people aren't happy about this one. You can now say Siri instead of Hey Siri. I have had Hey Siri turned on ever since I got my phone, and there are many instances of it accidentally triggering. I could be having a conversation about anything, then out of nowhere, Siri tries to join in on the conversation while not knowing what's even going on. And it's very rare for me to actually use Siri nowadays because it just sucks. And I think we can all agree. And this will also be available on iPadOS 17. Spotlight got an update as well. Now you will have shortcuts in Top Hit, making it easier to get specifically what you're looking for. Also, on iPadOS 17. Visual Lookup also got an update. You can now find recipes for similar dishes from a photo and become the chef you always wanted to be. You can also look up what you just lifted through a call-out menu to make it simple. You can also do a visual lookup in a video. Just select whatever is in the video and look it up. That's pretty insane how far AI has come. The Health app also got an update. They added some new features for mental health and vision health to provide powerful insights. That's good for me because, you know, I don't have such good vision, but it's probably too late to try to fix my vision unless if I get some kind of surgery or something like that. But from now on, I'm just gonna be rocking these. I don't have them on because I started without them, so I'm just gonna end the video without them. Mental health is important because, you know, mental health and physical health, they go way more together than you think. All right, so this will be good. You know, everybody needs to focus more on their mental health as well as their physical health, you know. Also now available on iPadOS 17 and watchOS 10. And lastly, just like every other Apple product that ever gets announced, privacy and security has been strengthened. They improved communication safety that include protections for sensitive videos and photos. It's not only in the Messages app, but also the content received in AirDrop, the system-wide photo picker, FaceTime messages, contact posters, and the phone app, and third-party apps. You also have the option to blur sensitive photos and videos before you choose to view them. Permissions have also been improved on so you can have even more control over what you share. A new mode has been made and it's called Lockdown Mode. It increases security to help protect you against cyber attacks. You have the ability to turn it on across all your Apple devices. It's also available on iPadOS 17 and macOS Sonoma. Now that we got all the features out of the way, let's talk about compatibility, just like my entire video last year. If you have an iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and 10, that's tough because you're not getting this version. I'm sorry, bro. They're pulling the plug on you guys, so it's time to upgrade your phone. I mean, I know some of y'all already had a degraded battery, so I mean, it was already worth upgrading anyway. So basically, you need an iPhone XS or 10R or newer. And I say 10S because, I mean, it kind of came before the 10R, but you get the point. If your phone is 2018 or newer, you're good. That doesn't count the red iPhone 8. Don't think y'all was gonna get an out, all right? You're not getting an out. So basically, iPhone 8 and 10 had the same lifespan as the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, and 5S, which is 6 years. That's not bad. That's a pretty long time to be alive. If you still had an iPhone 8, 8 Plus, 10 in 2023, bro, what are you doing? Wait a minute, I was exactly like that just a year ago. Okay, never mind. So, are we gonna keep losing support every single year? Are these phones just gonna keep getting dropped every single year? Or is that iPhone XS with that S at the end gonna get some extra updates for a few more years? Who knows? Only time will tell. Devices get old, and it's crazy to hear that a phone with no home button won't get iOS 17. iPadOS 17 basically gave what iOS 16 gave to iPhone users last year. iPadOS 16 did not come with the lock screen customization features that iOS 16 came with, which is probably how they were able to get away with giving older devices an extra year of support. Remember guys, iPadOS and iOS, they're not the same thing, all right? They're two different things and they're completely different from one another. So it makes sense to why they couldn't get the same features at the same time because they were struggling to get it to work and they tried, all right? But hey, we have it now, so it's all good. With iPadOS 17, we finally have the same customization features and with the lock screen along with widgets and live activities. This could be because they wanted to have this on the previous version, but they weren't able to do it properly, so they delayed it until next year. But they also added a new feature that iOS 16 and 17 didn't get back, and that's live photo wallpapers. They removed live wallpapers in iOS 16, and iPadOS 17 is getting it. Bro, what? Bring that shit back. iPadOS 17 finally got another iOS app. And it's not the calculator app. I know you'll probably get excited right there, but nope, it's not the calculator. It's actually the Health app. It has all the same new features from iOS 17, and I'm not going over them again. You know, basically, it has all the same old features and the same new features. PDFs and notes got an update. You can now fill out documents faster with autofill. It will use saved information from contacts to fill out scanned documents faster. But make sure that you check it before you just submit it. Or you gotta make sure it got everything right. Okay, you might have to change something, so don't get too excited. You can view and interact with PDFs in notes, meaning you can annotate or sketch directly on PDFs and scan documents in your notes using your Apple Pencil. You can now add links from one note to another, and you can collaborate on PDFs. It's also available on macOS Sonoma. Freeform also got an update. They added new drawing tools such as watercolor, brush, calligraphy pen, highlighter, variable width pen, and ruler. Shape recognition has also improved. You can now work alongside your collaborators. Stage Manager has been improved. They added more flexible layouts so you can set up your workspace just the way you want it. You can also use the built-in camera in your external display for FaceTime and conference calls. Now let's talk about compatibility. If you had an iPad Pro 1st generation or an iPad 5th generation, then that's tough because you're not getting this version. You need an iPad Pro 2nd gen or later, an iPad Air 3rd gen or later, an iPad 6th gen or later, and an iPad Mini 5th gen or later. Yeah, so basically iPadOS 17 is being given to iPads with a processor as old as an A10 processor. That's pretty crazy. Which is interesting because A10 did not get iOS 16 and A11 will not be getting iOS 17. And people are like, wait, why is this the case? They're not the same version, that's why. Alright, so we got some interesting features with macOS Sonoma. Too bad I don't have a Mac. I'm a Windows guy. To start, they added some new screensavers that can seamlessly become your desktop wallpaper. Widgets have also been added to the desktop, just like Windows Vista and Windows 7. Microsoft, please bring that back. You can also access your iPhone widgets on your desktop without having to install the corresponding apps on your Mac. Widgets will also fade in the background for better focus when you have a window open. Video conferencing just got better with macOS Sonoma. They added a new presenter overlay that keeps you on screen when sharing your screen, no green screen required. You can also use a small overlay to appear in a movable bubble over your shared work, so you can showcase your work and view important details. Just like FaceTime, you can also react with just your hands. They also added a new screen sharing picker to make it easier to share a specific app or multiple apps on video call. Continuity camera also got an improvement, giving you more control over the camera through the Mac, so you can stay in frame. Apple also focused more on gaming and promises to make more games available on macOS. I'm excited to see where this goes because Windows has always been the best place for PC gaming, and Apple wants to make their way up there to attract more customers. They also added a new mode called Game Mode, which gives games top priority on the CPU and GPU on your Mac, lowering usage for background tasks. Now let's talk about compatibility. If you have a 2017 or 2018 iMac, 2018 MacBook Pro, or a 2017 MacBook, then you're missing out on macOS Sonoma. Sorry bro, it's nice knowing you. You need a 2019 iMac or later, 2017 iMac Pro, 2018 MacBook Air or later, 2018 MacBook Pro or later, 2019 Mac Pro or later, 2022 Mac Studio or later, and a Mac Mini 2018 or later, just to be able to run macOS Sonoma. Now watchOS 10 is the most exciting update for me because, let's just talk about it. The overall experience will be way better because a lot of apps got a refresh, making them more useful and more aesthetically pleasing instead of a boring black background in all of them. Every app felt the same to me, so I'm glad they refreshed all the apps. Also in the lock screen, they added Smart Stack so you can get the information right when you need it. You can now access Control Center by pressing the side button under the digital crown. They also added some new watch faces that include Snoopy and Woodstock. They can react based on weather conditions and can even get active with you. They also added a palette watch face that shows you beautiful colors that shift through the day using 3 distinct overlapping layers. Also, a good update for me is cycling, because yes, I'm a bike rider. You can see new metrics with compatible Bluetooth accessories. I don't have any Bluetooth accessories, but I might get some in the future, so you can see how that goes. They also added a new power zones workout view. Basically, when a power meter is detected, Apple Watch will automatically estimate your functional threshold power. Now your cycling metrics will be optimized for iPhone. So you can view it on iPhone. It'll show up as a live activity on your iPhone. Tap it and it will take over your entire display. So now I can take advantage of that phone mount I got several months ago. For Apple Watch Ultra users, hiking has been improved. The Compass app has new views, so you can see a 3-dimensional view of where you've been using elevation views. You can also search for information on nearby trails. You can also get topographic maps so you can explore mountains, valleys, lakes, and rivers in incredible detail, including trails, contour lines, elevation, and points of interest. You will also be notified when you have passed a particular elevation threshold. Apple Fitness Plus got an update. You can now stay consistent with custom plans. You can select your personal workout preferences, including the days, workout duration, and types of trainers and music to create a custom plan to keep you on track. You can also stack multiple workouts and meditations, quickly and seamlessly move to your next activity. Now, I had Apple Fitness Plus for like a month, never used it. So like, what was even the point? And it automatically billed me and I had to get a refund, so yeah. Now let's talk about compatibility. The good news is, we're all safe. If you had watchOS 9, you're getting watchOS 10. Even the Apple Watch Series 4, degraded ass battery. Probably on life support. It's probably like extremely broken, I don't know. I don't know how well you guys take care of your Apple Watches, but I got the Series 8 and there's some minor scratches on it, but I'm not gonna be able to show you guys because the camera doesn't want to focus right away, and also you just wouldn't be able to see it anyway, so yeah. We're all good. Nobody's missing out on this one, except if you already missed out on watchOS 9, Apple Watch Series 0 to 3 people. This video is not over yet. We still got one more thing to talk about, and it's an entirely new product. The Apple Vision Pro. It's basically like a mixed reality headset, kind of like the MetaQuest Pro, which is its competitor. Not the MetaQuest 2, that's like exclusively VR. The MetaQuest Pro is like mixed reality. It's VR AR. That's basically what the Apple Vision Pro is. It has its own operating system called Vision OS. It can seamlessly blend digital content with your physical space. There are no controllers with this one. Instead, you are the controller. Just use your eyes, hands, and voice so you can do the things you love in ways never before possible. It can detect your eyes through an eye tracking system of LEDs and infrared cameras, and also detect your hands through high-resolution cameras around the outside of it. Don't have enough monitors? Don't have a big enough TV? Well, the Apple Vision Pro got you covered. You can watch movies and make them as big as you want, and change the environment to truly enjoy a movie. You can also have virtual monitors when connected to a Mac for your workspace. You also have the ability to view 3D images in real life. Vision Pro is Apple's first 3D camera, so you can watch your own videos and photos and feel like you're in the moment. Panoramic photos also wrap around you, so you can feel like you're actually there. You can also collaborate with others through FaceTime, which will show your digital persona, which surprisingly doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's still better than what Meta gave us like just last year. But there's a problem. This headset only lasts 2 hours long. And to be able to get all-day battery life, it has to be connected to an external battery. The headset also has an external display that reveals your eyes while wearing Vision Pro, letting others know when you're using apps or fully immersed. Everything is in 3D, making it even more fun and cool to play with. The displays inside the headset are the size of a postage stamp, yet has more pixels than a 4K TV in each eye. Now that's insane. It uses micro OLED displays to make it possible. It is powered by the M2 chip for the operating system, and the new R1 chip for the cameras, sensors, and microphones. So what's the price? Well, you can get this for the very low price of $34.99. Now that's a good, wait a minute, $34.99? You mean like $3,499? Oh, hell no, man. What the hell is this shit? I ain't gonna be able to get this damn thing. I'm just gonna stick to my computer, TV, and phone. Now guys, I know this price is extremely high. I'm not gonna try to defend the price like the most loyal Apple fan would probably do. Bro, that price is perfectly justified. What do you mean? It ain't too expensive. You just broke. Get your money up. I'm not gonna do none of that. But it is a first generation product. And it has Pro at the end of its name, so clearly it isn't targeted towards the average person. But they say that mixed reality headsets are the future of society. Apparently they're gonna replace everything. And what I just told you about this Apple Vision Pro is an example of replacing everything. It can't really replace everything at the moment, but it's gonna have to work with it for now. But eventually, their plan is to apparently replace everything you got, and you don't need to have an iPhone or a MacBook or a TV, because it's all in the headset, apparently. But yeah, that's the future, according to tech companies, trying to tell us how to live our lives. But I don't know, we're just gonna see how it plays out. Once they become cheaper and smaller, more and more people might be interested in buying it. But the real question is, do people actually want to live their life in augmented reality? Or do the tech companies want us to? Whenever the metaverse was being advertised, everyone just laughed at Mark Zuckerberg, because he wanted the headset to be involved in people's daily lives. And people thought that was ridiculous. We also had the Google Glasses in 2013, but they failed due to to privacy and safety concerns, and also because it was too ahead of its time, and also like it was only like on one side of the glasses. Like what the hell? Like you only had to use one eye just to be able to actually see it. It's kind of weird. So how will Apple be able to succeed in the mixed reality headset market? Only time will tell, but so far the hype around it is pretty big despite its massive price. It will be available in early 2024 to consumers, and if possible I might actually get one just to see what it's like. Average person right here, also broke. So what do you guys think about WWDC23? What was your favorite part about it? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and goodbye.